Welcome, everyone, to the Daily Juice Podcast on the Betting Pros Network. I'm your host, Sean, stacking the money green. Follow me on Twitter at Sean T. Green. And, of course, in the Betting Pros Discord, bettingpros.com/chat. Get in there. Discord's been hot and heavy. It's a good time in the Discord. We'll get to that in a minute. And, of course, as always, Daily Juice is being brought to you by BetMGM. Use the promo code JUICE150 and a $10 wager regardless of outcome turns into $150 in free bets. I was actually at the Park MGM last night after the James Taylor concert. Got a nice little meal over there. Good hang. Did a little roulette playing. I'm not usually a roulette person, but, father-in-law, his wife wants to play a little roulette. Hey, what am I going to sit there and watch the roulette wheel spin? No, I'm going to hop in. It's the kind of guy I am. All right, going to get to the picks. Recap the week. Down 1.2 units, 7.6 for the week. Not a great week. I mean, started off early, got a nice little rhythm going, winning some baseball bets, and then just there was the disaster on Thursday, and then UFC was a bloodbath. But hey, this is a new week. New week starts today, aka Sunday. Yesterday's picks. Atlanta, Arizona was on the over. Of course, 1-0 was the result. I think this is the second time in the week I gave out an over 8, which is very doable. And the score ends up 1-0, which in a weird way I'm fine with because it looked like it had no chance of cashing the entire time. White Sox won 4-1 over the A's. I gave out the White Sox money line parlay with the A's over 8. Again, these over 8s were just so tempting. These cruel mistresses that were the over 8. I'm going to back away from the MLB totals. I was doing some looking at some analytics, kind of becoming a numbers guy, and just realized, that's not who you are, Sean Green. Sometimes you got to, as a handicapper, take a nice, long, hard look in the mirror and say, you're not, what are you doing here? Let's slide over to something else. And speaking of something else, the National Football League only, 3 days away, according to my unofficial countdown here, depending on what you count actually the day, because I'll be recording the episode Wednesday night about the Hall of Fame game. Already got some nuggets for that game. So excited. And speaking of the Betting Pros Discord, another tip of the hat. That's right. DAC gave out a 66-1 NASCAR play that hit. Bubba Wallace came through. I think some of the guys in the chat got it all the way up to 80-1. So tip of the cap to you. And that means hit me up in the Betting Pros Discord. I'm going to hit you up with a free Daily Juice hat. I'm rocking a Daily Juice hat. YouTube.com/bettingpros. So that was... wow, nice hit. Those, again, I know some of the audience seems to get upset when you talk about hitting outright winners in golf or in NASCAR, but yeah, great pull on that. And again, those are fun, like taking a couple long shots to win a race, win a golf tournament. That's just, again, it's a sweet rush. And I haven't hit NASCAR stuff in a while. I do know a couple NASCAR guys. I'll be hitting them up, see if they got any good stuff coming up for the weekend, because again, preseason football is fun, but we are just counting down the days to college football, NFL. So I got 2 MLB picks today, and then I'm going to give out one of my Heisman picks I like as well. Nice little 30-1 shot there. All right, let's get to it. Let's talk baseball. Oh, wait, before we get to it, we got some more contests coming up. Tune in to tomorrow's episode. I'll have all the details on that. Shout out to King K248 on the Apple Podcast reviews. Great podcast is the name of the review. Great podcast. Sean got me loving the WNBA with the picks. Got some more WNBA coming. I feel like looking at the weekly WNBA schedule, I got some good spots in mind. And I'm glad I can turn someone on to the WNBA. I don't use the word hero very often, but you, the audience, you are all heroes. All right, baseball. First up, Colorado Rockies +1.5 on the run line at the San Diego Padres -118. Get that over on FanDuel. First off, this is just fading San Diego, the Padres, as a home favorite on the run line. They're 13-29. 13-29 on the run line, and Colorado in particular has really had their number. They've covered 10 straight, which maybe if you're someone saying, oh, well, they're due. Either way, they seem to be able to hang with this Padres team, even winning 8 of those outright. You look at the numbers for the last 10 head-to-head. Colorado, 6.2 runs per game compared to San Diego Padres, 3.7 runs per game. And you look at the pitching numbers, you're maybe a little bit nervous if you're just looking at like ERA, whip, normal stuff that you would handicap. Colorado doesn't have the pitching edge, but again, they're getting 1.5 on the run line there. This is more just them being able to put up runs on the Padres pitchers, them being able to hang in this game. And the Padres pitcher, Mike Clevenger, doesn't have a win at home this year. So I think that continues, or at the very least, they get the cover on the 1.5. I like that spot a lot. Next up, Los Angeles Dodgers. That's right. Going back to the bucket. The only thing that's getting us some covers. And you know what? I realized I forgot to cover that game. That was the lone winner yesterday, was the Dodgers minus 1.5 on the run line against the Rockies. So got that cash. And I'm going to keep riding this Dodgers team wherever I can. I think they're underpriced right now. It's minus 127 at the Giants on win on the money line. Going money line. You could talk me into run line, but I'm going to go money line. I understand why someone would maybe take the Giants here. Logan Webb on the hill, who is a solid pitcher, but last time he pitched against the Dodgers, they ended up losing 5-1. Now he only gave up 1 earned run in that game, and the Dodgers have been, not as good against the Giants. On the road, Dodgers are 7-0 at home. The Giants are 3-0. So it's really gone to the home team. But I'm taking the road team here. I really like what I've seen out of Andrew Heaney so far. 19 innings pitched for the Dodgers, only 1 earned run. You give that guy any kind of run support, and I just don't see how they lose this game. Dodgers 32-17 as a road favorite. They really, again, they're the Dodgers. They're dominating. Last 10, Dodgers 4.3 runs per game to the San Francisco Giants 2.8. Again, keep picking the Dodgers may be boring, but again, it's one of the few angles on baseball that are coming through for me. So you'd be crazy to get away from it now. And you'd be crazy if you haven't downloaded the Betting Pros app already. Again, expert picks, consensus picks. Who doesn't want more picks? I like all the information I can get about gambling. I just swim in this stuff. And again, I use the app all the time. Their prop cheat sheet for MLB is very fun, very informative there. And then again, line shopping, very easy. They highlight, where you can get the best prices. So just fire it up in the Apple Store, Android Store, Betting Pros app. Last pick. I know I've been saving these for Fridays, and maybe I'll just save future Fridays for the NFL futures, because we got to talk a little Heisman Trophy. Now, looking at some of the past winners, it seems like the angle you want is obviously a quarterback. It's pretty offensive driven award, and again, quarterback that's going to be super efficient, put up numbers. It's a 2-part formula, right? I would even say 3-part formula. You need the story, you need the numbers, and you need the wins. And for me, I'm not taking Bryce Young. Again, he's the favorite, but no one has won back-to-back Heisman trophies since all the way 1974 to 75. Archie Griffin was the last time someone won back-to-back Heisman Trophy. Now, I think it's really tough for a defensive player to win it, again, because it's a passing league, even in the college level. So I was doing some math, thinking on it, and again, shout out to buddy Phil Steele, who we had on our other show, and talking about Dylan Gabriel going to Oklahoma, transferring from UCF. I really like his odds at 30-1 over on FanDuel. First off, he's going to the Big 12, where they don't play any defense. He can put up a ton of numbers. I mean, you look at his numbers at UCF. In 2020, he had 3,570 passing yards, 32 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. 2019, he had 3,653 passing yards, 29 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. So is it crazy for me to think that Dylan Gabriel going from UCF to Oklahoma, playing in the Big 12, for him to throw 40-plus touchdowns? I think that's very, very doable for Dylan Gabriel. And there's maybe a chance that Oklahoma sneaks into the playoffs, or at least is in the running late. I think that will look great on his Heisman candidacy. And again, the storyline is there. Hey, Oklahoma, they lost everyone, lost a coach, a quarterback, but in comes a new coach. In comes Dylan Gabriel from UCF. I think in a weird way, it's Oklahoma quarterback. He's kind of an underdog because he's coming from a smaller school as a transfer. And again, he's 30-1. I just think he's going to have so much opportunity to put up a ton of passing yards and, his completion percentage, everything. Like, I think he can run a very efficient, high-powered offense that can put up a ton of numbers. So Dylan Gabriel to win the Heisman Trophy, 30-1. I mean, I'm all over it. I really. And last nugget on Dylan Gabriel, you look at Oklahoma's schedule. I think it's very, very doable from a lot of reasons, but in particular, some real cupcakes early on for the first games. 3 of them are at home. So even if you don't want to take the 30-1 ticket all the way to the end, that first month in September, he could be, he could have some like 5 touchdown games in there, going up against some of these super soft defenses. So he could really, his odds could drop. I wouldn't be shocked if you're going into October and all of a sudden Dylan Gabriel is like 750, 8-1. I really like his chances there because I don't think they're going to want to give it to Bryce Young again. I think they're going to be looking for a story besides Alabama. And I think it could be the new Oklahoma quarterback, Dylan Gabriel. So Dylan Gabriel to win the Heisman Trophy at 30-1. Then the Los Angeles Dodgers on the money line, -127. Get that over on win. And last but not least, Colorado Rockies, +1.5, -118 on the run line. Get that over on FanDuel. Thank you guys, as always, for tuning in. Make sure you head over to BetMGM. Use our promo code JUICE150. You know the deal. Follow us on TikTok at Betting Pros. Hit me up on Twitter at Sean T. Green. Also, Sean T. Green in the Betting Pros Discord. Check out my other show, Sports Gambling Podcast, breaking down all 32 NFL teams, 1 episode per team. Thank you, as always, for tuning into the Daily Juice. Subscribe, rate, review, and as always, don't forget to let it ride.